All right, you're gonna be live now in a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. All right, guys, we are live now, I believe. Let me go to what I call Sparky's control panel. And let me see here. Yeah, we are live. We're streaming. So let me just do a few more things here, and we will be on our way. Here. So hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh, fantastic. How about you, Caffeine? Let's see.
Well, we don't have that
Okay.
Thanksgiving in Indonesia, but yeah, my weekend was good.
All righty. Did you do any flying? Anybody lately?
I went
No,
yesterday.
no.
Well, we had out-of-town company. I haven't touched an airplane in a week.
Oh, wow. You must be suffering from circleitis. That's what I call it when I haven't flown in a while. I just can't. I need to get out there and fly in a circle. I call that circleitis.
I went flying Saturday
Oh, fantastic. Good for
for
you.
the first time in over a month.
Oh, fantastic.
Actually, longer than that, month and a half probably.
Must be chilly by you, Jerry.
Yeah, actually Saturday was low 50s. Wasn't too bad.
Oh.
But yeah, we've had some chilly weather. And it's going to get real chilly by tomorrow morning. The 20s and snow.
Oh, that is really cold. Ooh.
Yep.
I see that Gary Sinclair, he's in the chat box. He said, trying to get in. Hope you get in, Gary.
I'm here.
Join us. And let me see here. I don't have my normal computer settings, so I'm a little bit handicapped tonight. So, hey, hi, Keith. So I might not see you right away. If you want to share something, I got to set that up, the share thing. So I might be a little bit off today, a little bit slow in making someone big and that kind of stuff. So just bear with me, because I don't have all. What I have is just my screens are all the same right now, so I'm really kind of handicapped. And I tried to fix it, but I think I need to reboot my computer to get it to be fixed. So, hey, Howard Rush is in the house. Thank you, Howard, for coming in. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
How's the weather up there? Can you fly up there in Washington?
Crummy and no, respectfully.
Okay.
Your wife has been gardening.
Yes, Mary Lou points out she's been gardening.
All right. Hey, Mary Lou, how you doing?
Okay.
Good.
At the finish line.
Looks like Stuart came in. Thank you, Stuart, for coming in. So we have Jim Hoffman. Thank you, Jim. Keith Trossel, Jerry, Stuart, Gary, and Howard. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming in. Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, I definitely, I have plenty of turkey inside my refrigerator to make turkey sandwiches.
Yeah, just there's turkey right there.
All right. Yes.
Still eating leftovers.
Yes. I should have opened up the show with a turkey drumstick, probably. So anybody do any flying? I know I flew Friday, but I haven't flown. I didn't fly today. I had too much stuff to do.
Well, I haven't flown, but I did some modeling efforts this week. I've been trying to recreate a decal, and I have some of the original decals. They're old. They don't work, and they're gold. I can show you a photo of them.
Yeah, let me make sure that's set up. I think I set that up. Advance.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
you can share.
We're gonna share screen. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm failing. One moment.
Looks like an old man.
Oh, it's funny.
All right, one moment, please.
No worries. Trust me, I've had some technical difficulties today, so no problem.
All right. Let's try that. Here we go. There.
Oh,
Wow.
So those are the decals I'm trying to recreate. And you'll notice they're gold.
there gold.
So I can print decals from my computer, but gold is not an option.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so I went online and went to maybe a dozen decal vendors, a lot of them on Etsy, I think. And most of them said, we can't do that. But I found a guy who says, I can come pretty close. And he sent me some decals and made some samples. The gold, it's not quite this gold. It's has a little brown tint to it, but pretty good. And, he has this artwork he's got, and he's in the process of making some for me.
Oh, great.
Oh,
If this is successful, I think I'll share this guy's information.
good.
He's been very nice to work with, and hopefully I'll have some decals that I can use.
Have you ever talked to Kaylee Graphics?
She was the first inquiry I made. They do stencils. They don't do decals.
Well, they do vinyl stick-on.
I don't want vinyls. I want something thin.
Okay.
These decals are very thin. They may be almost too thin. So we'll see.
Do they
Wow.
print it on like a plastic or something? Is that the idea in a sense? Like, how do they produce it? Do you know how they image it on?
I don't know. I use a printer. I just put decal paper into a laser printer or an inkjet printer and make my own decals.
Okay.
But gold is not an option from our printers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ink.
So stay tuned.
All right.
Robert Storick may know how to do that. That's a sort.
Yeah, Robert, Sparky, he just paints. He doesn't even use decals.
Probably free. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he doesn't use decals. I might be mistaken, but I think he just paints everything. He hates decals.
Yeah, he hates decals.
I paint most things too because I can get nice stencils, but not that color.
So when they paint you guys paint decals, do you use like a stencil in a sense? Is it like is it kind of stuck on the wing and then you spray paint it and then pull it off?
That's what Sparky does.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we all do.
I've never done it, so I'm
You can make some pretty fine letters. Maybe what, a 1/4 inch in height? Pretty small stuff if you need to.
yeah.
Good evening, Mark. Thanks for coming in. Mark
Hey,
Washington in the
Charles.
house.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What was the uh-oh for?
Uh-oh, where do I go? There we go. All right.
Good to hear all those old jokes again, Mark.
So do you need building, Mark, or did you do any flying?
I think I mentioned Friday that I'm not sure I did or not, that I ended up doing a spreadsheet to determine which planes I'd be campaigning.
Yes, that's right.
And it ended up with my marksman, which is what Bob and I designed. And then I decided to go with the impact. Although with my level of flying, I really don't like the name, you know. But it's too late to change that. But what I did, I sent a note to Howard and one to Paul Walker. And I said, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. And if you guys may be able to share a little information with me, that'd be awesome. Because they're both obviously top shelf pilots and they both have a lot of experience with the impact. Right. And Howard got back to me first and said that Paul was the expert.
That's right.
And Paul agreed. And Howard gave me some very good information. And then later in the day, I'm sorry, Paul. And then Paul got back to me and with some very similar information. So that made me feel pretty good. Then what I started doing was going back on my marksman. I'm getting very gram and ounce sensitive. So I decided to go back and sand some more of the primer, and which makes a little bit of a mess, but I could see the weight going down. It's a fairly large airplane. It's about 58-inch, 59-inch wing, and maybe 680 square, somewhere around there. So I'm just trying to keep the weight down. It's electric powered. So it's kind of nice to mentally put the other airplanes, on the back burner. And then I got real lucky. Garden State Circle Burners had a swap shop up in New Jersey, which is about 100 miles from me. And went up there, and Bob was there, Bob Hunt, and Robbie, his son. And Robbie was selling brand new Thunder Power packs, just the size that I could use, 6-cell packs. And I had brought a Pathfinder that I haven't flown in a while, which was in great shape. And Robbie wanted to know if I would make a trade. And I said, absolutely. And he gave me 6 packs for my Pathfinder. So that was worth the trip right there.
Absolutely.
But probably typical for swap shops today. I got there when they told me to get there early, and I only got the last table. There was no parking left, but everyone there was a seller. So, and everyone was waiting to sell something before they'd walk around to buy something.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a great time to see some old friends. And I only got one complaint about Pampa, about not getting a newsletter. So that was pretty good for me. But it was a nice weekend. I'm glad to be focused on these 2 airplanes. And basically, I'm going to be taking the impact, which is about a 2-inch wide fuselage, and making it 3 to 3 1/4, somewhere in there. I like a bigger fuselage. Both of the guys said widen the fuselage. And it's nice to be able to reach out to people who, know a lot more than I do, and they're willing to help.
Yeah.
So thank you both. I know Paul's not on this, but Howard is somewhere. And there he is. Howard, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just passing along Paul's stuff for the most part.
Well, I think it's more than that. And just one more big thank you, and he'll know why. Keith, thank you.
Oh, you kind of late today. Did you get the message?
I messaged and I responded, and Keith and I are just we're working on something that's important to Pampa and all of Control Line Stunt, and he sent me what I expected, a really well done, very thought out document. And I appreciate your time, Keith.
Well, this is just the beginning, I guess.
It is, but we're getting there. So thank you again.
Well, thank you for kicking me in the rear end to get something reinitiated here. Yeah.
But thanks.
Let me read some things in the chat real quick. I have Jeff Riley says, like sent, good to see everyone. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. And then Mark Lumen, he says, howdy, like has been sent. We'll be in a short. I don't know if he's in here yet. He might be coming in. And then Paul Taylor says, watching for a bit, up early tomorrow to go flying. All right. And then like sent. All right. Everybody in the chat box, just know that I might not be so quick on the chat box. I can't see it unless I change screens and I have my system set up in a way that I'm kind of handicapped. So just bear with me tonight. And one thing, there we go. All right. So now I'm back in this screen. I can see that John Miller came in. Thank you for coming in, John. And thank you, Mark Gerber, for coming in. And Joe Gilbert, are you in your hangar, Gilbert?
I
Joe?
am. I
All
am.
right.
The girls are playing bunco tonight, so I had to leave.
Well, can you show us your hangar?
Bunko.
And like this, does that work? I don't know how to do it.
Let
Does
me
that work?
let me make it big for everyone so everyone can see. Wow, look at the fleet on the wall. All right.
Can you see that?
Yeah, we do.
The top one is a Mike Donovan airplane. The next one's the original George Aldrich Duster.
Wow.
And that bottom one's a D Hill gave me. It's a Senior 29, I think. Marvin Denny built that.
Nice.
Then over there's the bottom one was built by a guy from Texas. It's an ignition engine. Charlie, help me, Keith. He was from Texas. He loved ignition engines.
Charlie Bruce. It looks like a fireball.
It is a fireball. And the guy that flew the Star, he built the Star at Tucson years ago.
Charlie Bruce.
Charlie Bruce is right. Well, he built that. Then Ted Snow built that guided whistle, and Tom Martin bought it and gave it to me. And I flew that quite a little bit. The top one's a Gypsy. That's my
nice.
little Rams. That's a BOM right there, y'all.
Wow.
True BOM. Then that's a de Havilland Chipmunk.
Nice.
56 model SSR, little RV9 built by a friend of mine in Nebraska.
Very, very nice.
This is Colleen's part over here.
Yeah.
Can you see the kitchenette part?
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
The J and the C, that's very nice. Hey,
Yeah.
Joe,
Yes.
where's the dirt?
Out in the yard, I can show you.
Okay.
The floor's pretty clean. Can you see it?
Yes, very nice. Yeah, it's cleaner than my shop. Yeah, a lot more room.
Well, it's a hangar that the good Lord let us have. We're going to try to enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
So the furniture upstairs, that part upstairs,
Yeah.
there's an office up there. And we bought new furniture at home, and this won't fit up there. So it stays down here for now till she decides what she wants to do with it.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Thanks for sharing your hangar. It's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks for the opportunity. Everybody doing well?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna make you. Let me fix this here. All righty. Now we're back. Hey, you have a question or comment, Keith?
Yeah, I finally put something together at the beginning of a wing for this big job. And finally, I've been cutting out pieces and so forth for a week. And then in 2 days, a little over 2 days, this thing went together.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
No
Very, very
cap
nice.
strips, no tips, no control system, no center sheeting yet. But what amazes me, this thing weighs 5 ounces.
Wow.
Where does the other 45 ounces come on a big stunt ship is when this is the major component, it's only 5 ounces. I don't get it.
Amazing.
Hey,
Oh,
you figured that out, Keith.
What's
We'll all
that?
be happy.
What's that?
So if you could figure that all out, we'll all be happy.
Yeah. Let the other pieces take a lesson from this because this doesn't weigh very much.
Well, Keith, the point you made to me one time about all the other non-balsa parts that go in an airplane, the wheels, the landing gear, wire, the motor, the tank, the bell crank, the push rod,
Well, I'll give the system a pound for the motor and tank and control system, yeah. But, geez. 50-ounce airplane and the wing only weighs, well, again, this doesn't have cap strips and tips, so it'll gain another ounce by the time I get the lead out guide and the weight box and support for the bell crank in there, because there's nothing in there yet to hold the bell crank. And I think I've got a way to figure that out without adding too much, so we'll see.
Keith, what do you normally use for adhesives?
This is all CA. There's
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
not a bit of glue in this thing at all. And I did the trailing edge, like I said, instead of using the
Yeah.
glue,
Yeah.
that's CA. And according to my building board that I have here and the cradle that the wing was built in, everything is pretty straight right now. Oh, there's no center section sheeting in here. But that's terribly important. That will be the strength of this wing. The spars are 16th inch covered with carbon strips, and this wing will virtually be indestructible. But the center sheeting in here between the ribs and
Yep.
the spars, and also on the trailing edge, that'll all be filled in with webbing.
Hmm.
Makes a lot of
Why
sense.
is your wing notched? I see you have a notch there in the center.
This thing,
Yeah.
that's where the tank's going to go.
Short-nosed old timer.
Short-nosed old timer. And that's the way the plans on these big jobs show, and that's the way the original was built. And my big job that I built, which was the second one built from the plans that Charlie Reeves made, that thing held up for about 12, 15 years, no problem, until it ran straight in the ground.
Very nice.
And the engine compartment and the wing around, I mean, the structure around that wing where this is notched out showed no signs of fatigue cracking or anything, which is surprising to me because
Yeah.
that notch, I think, represents a significant
Yes.
departure from what a sound structure would be, but that never created a problem for me with that original big job until it ran in the ground.
Well, if you get a good joint into the fuselage sides to where then it becomes like a unistructure.
Well, yeah, and it's got the ribs in here are 1/4 inch sheet, plans show 1/8 inch sheet, so the leading edge sheeting is well bonded to the wing structure. And like I say, on the original big job, I saw no fatigue cracking around the nose in this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Are the center 5 or 6 ribs sheeted?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Gonna be.
yeah, center five
Okay.
ribs were sheeted, yeah.
Yeah. That's going to give you a lot of strength. That's very nice.
Well, it's the webbing, though, the webbing is what gives it torsional strength and
Just-
the structure strength for
Right.
wing loading. But right now, the thing kind of wobbly,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as you put that webbing in, this thing
Right.
is good.
Yeah.
And I need to show off, I don't know whether you've seen this sort of thing before. Trade show at Los Angeles a long time ago, I don't know, 15 years ago. Guy was selling these building boards. And it's covered with cork. And it's got reinforced, it's all straight. Every direction this thing is straight, doesn't weigh very much. You can cut on it. It's like a cutting board, because this thing is straight and flat. And so I put my wing cradle on there and make sure everything is tightened down so that things don't blow up at all. And then build the wing on it and the wing comes off straight.
Nice.
So do you build there on your desk or do you
No.
get? No,
My workshop around the corner.
right around the corner, yeah. It was kind of like the way you had it in Tucson in a way,
Well, I had a garage in Tucson.
yeah. But you could go right past your desk into the garage.
Yeah.
You welcome Mark Lumen. It's been a while since you've been in the house. How you doing?
Hi, Mark.
Good. Just been very busy at work and, recently moving. So, that's taken up a lot of time. So,
Oh, yes, I understand. I'm doing some moving in my office here, redoing it. So it's kind of a mess in here right now. So I understand moving and to a degree, to a small degree.
ooh, it's, well, bought another house and then it's like, we gotta find a place for the airplanes first. So, the house had to fit, had to fit all the airplane stuff first. Yeah. So that's good.
It's like when I went and bought a vehicle, a long time ago, I remember taking my airplane to make sure my airplane would fit. And that was kind of like the deal breaker. I mean, it's kind of weird when you go to, I guess it's not weird for us control line people, but you go buy a car and you take your airplane with you.
Yeah. That works.
And I was like, nope, this won't work. Nope, this won't work. Now this will work. Okay. How much do you want for this one?
That's right. That works. Well, Joe, I'll be about 4 hours north of you now, so I'll be coming seeing you down there sometime.
Come on. You gonna be in Kansas City?
Yes, sir.
There's some good folks out there flying around. Dave Tribble's up there. And
Yeah, he is.
Jim Lee's close and Dave Tribble both.
Yeah.
And there's some flying goes on up there. You'll do good.
Oh yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, me and Dave are putting the shop together, so we're gonna have a nice shared space shop, so it'll be good.
Good. I think David builds in his apartment now.
He does.
So that'd be good.
Yeah, he's moving right now.
Is he? Tribble is?
Yeah.
Well, good. Is he moving in with his daughter still? Something like that.
I forget what the deal is, but I communicate with him all the time, and he said, he's going to be busy during the holidays, moving with his, I guess maybe into where his daughter is. I'm not sure, but
I think that's right. That's what I heard last I talked to him.
Yeah, good guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dave's moving in with me.
Oh, there you go.
Great. Hope that works out well.
That works.
You have a question or a comment, Stuart?
I got a question about some batteries. Are you guys going to these the newer ion batteries? You guys use those? And
Frank McMillan does for sure. I've been around. Frank McMillan uses them. They're round, and there was 3 rows of them, like a triangle.
3 rows. Hang on half a second.
I saw Chris Cox's Migish. I think he had lithium ion batteries in there too.
Probably
This
did.
is a smaller one. This is only an 800 milliamp. So it's 3.7. This is just a hair larger than a double A. But yeah, so they're did you say they put 3 in or something? I missed.
Maybe 2 batteries, like a triangle. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the left of that, and a row on top.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how many batteries is in there. I suspect 6. How
Probably
much are these?
Yeah.
I think
There's
Frank's
6.
running an 18 or something volt system. John Hale actually made them, or not made, he put them together. They were getting them from somebody in Colorado. Let me think a minute.
Dane Martin was making them.
Dane Martin.
Yeah.
But I think Dane got busy. So John Hill bought the batteries like you had and built the packs.
Are any of the other major companies like RC companies or hobby stores selling those?
I do not know that answer.
And hopefully Brent Williams is listening, because Brent Williams is also pretty prolific with those lithium ion batteries. Brent Williams, are you available to come in? Maybe you can help Stuart out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Howard uses them.
Pardon me.
I know Paul does, and several of the guys in top 5 who fly electric are using them.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd Howard go? I don't see Howard.
They certainly can be made to work. I know Chris Cox has been using them for a while. The one thing I noticed is they after a flight, they're much warmer than a lithium polymer battery would be. But they're potentially lighter,
Yeah,
and
that's
they're advertised to have a lot of life.
yeah, 1,000 charges.
Yeah.
Saw a good, on YouTube about how they put them together. They use just a metal strip, and then they spot weld them. They do it like with the two probes, so they'll do it once and then the second time on the same battery.
Yep.
So it's pretty quick to do it, but I don't know.
Well, a guy in Las Vegas described the assembly process. It doesn't sound trivial.
No, Brett Williams made it sound like it wasn't trivial. Yeah. You want to do it right.
And the balancing plug and all that.
Let me welcome Philip Bailey. Thank you, Philip, for coming in. How you doing?
Hey guys, everybody doing all right tonight?
Yeah, doing well.
I tell you what, it's been a long weekend.
Yes, I know. Friday seemed like Saturday.
Oh, my week's been messed up the last 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on. I either gain a week or gain a day or lose a day every week. I don't know what's going on.
But you're getting better though. You're sounding better, Phil. So I'm glad to see you're getting better. Little by little, you'll be back to your young self.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Charles, you look normal. It looked like you're rested for a change. You look tired the other night, Friday night.
Is that me?
Yeah, you look tired Friday night. You look good tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I just yawned. You must miss me yawning. I yawned just right before you came in. So
that's kind of normal.
All the guys.
I tell you what, when you get a dog that can make you yawn, the first dog I've ever had that can yawn and make me yawn, but I've got one now.
Wow.
The terrorist?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll sit there and yawn. Looks like he's trying to hide it. He'll put his paw up, looks like he's trying to hide it, and makes me yawn every darn time. Little rascal. He really is a terrorist. He's sitting over here on the floor. My daughter told me tonight what she's getting me for Christmas. Is that she's actually getting it for the dog. Snip.
No.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's not AKC registered anyway. I mean, he probably is, but I didn't get the papers. But if anybody ever tells you, if any of you ever go to buy a dog and they tell you, I'll sell you the dog, but you have to agree to have him or her fixed, so you can't breed him. Well, then tell him, well, then I'm buying an AKC registered dog that's been fixed. If they say yes, just explain to them, you cannot register a dog that's been trimmed. AKC will not register. The only reason for registration is check the bloodline, and if they've been fixed, there is no bloodline.
Right, that makes sense.
So anyway, I had a guy try to sell me a dog. He wanted $5,000 for a teddy bear. And I said, I don't think I want to spend $5,000 for a dog anyway. But then fix it? No, that's insane.
I have 2 thumbs up from in the chat box from Litz RC. He says, "Hey guys," and 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Litz RC. Thanks for coming in and watching.
Oh,
and John, you have a comment or question, John Miller?
No, I was just waving.
All right.
Good to see you, Santa.
Good to be seen and not,
Yeah,
Amen.
not viewed. I know what you mean. I've been to too many of the viewings. Did anybody get them their Cyber Monday batteries? Their Thanksgiving batteries?
I did.
I did too.
Yep.
I didn't go the Thunder Power way because I didn't want to gain 2 ounces. So what they're offering was what I wanted was 2 ounces heavier. So ooh. I got a 15% discount at RC Juice, and I bought their hobby. I bought 2 Hobby Star batteries.
Yeah.
And a balancing card. And I got
2 4s and 2 6s. I don't use the 5s enough to have more than 6 of them, but anyway.
What did the 4 sell for down there?
Excuse me?
How much for the 4 cells?
I think they were 58, but you got it for 40% off.
Yeah, okay.
I think I paid, I think mine were 49 each.
Yeah,
And you got 15% off of that.
yeah. I want to try some of these new round ones. I don't know what they're called, but
Lithium.
yeah,
Lithium ion.
yeah.
Lithium
I
ion,
want
say.
to try some 4 cells of those. I think I'm gonna try that and slide it all the way back in the Nobler. I believe I can get the weight balance where I need it with that. If what I've heard about them is true, I've heard they're about half again what a comparable size NiCad was. And I've got plenty of the NiCads. I mean, our little starter batteries are NiCads.
Mm-hmm.
So put 4 of those in there, and then slide it all the way back, and then half again the batteries. Okay, put 2 more on top. Check the balance, see how it balances, and it came out perfect. So I said, okay, I got to have some of these batteries, but I haven't found them yet. I will.
Well,
Go ahead,
I
Jim.
think-
You have a comment, Jim? Jim Hopper?
Well, a few minutes ago, Stuart asked about these lithium ion batteries, and it was said they're triangular. So I know it was confusing. So I drew a little sketch.
Make it big 1 second.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's how they're built.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, good.
And
Nice drawing too.
there are 2 batteries end to end.
Yeah.
So there's 6 batteries in this package here.
Yep.
So
Well done.
the
Thank you,
ones
Jim.
I've
Just-
seen looked like that.
Exactly.
That man can't just build, he can draw too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's
If
pretty
I
good.
can
Jim.
see it, I can build it. So that'll help.
But he is an engineer, you know.
No, I didn't know that. I know he's smart as heck from talking to him at VSC, but I didn't know what he did for a living. But I do know if you see anything Jim builds, it's done right. He does beautiful work.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for the kind words.
He's more
I
than
wanted to
deserving, Jim.
follow up with Jerry. Jerry, I didn't ask you, what did you fly when you went flying? I think you're the only one that's done some flying. What did you fly?
Oh, I built a Ringmaster really fast for VSC, but I never really got it trimmed out or a good engine run before VSC. So I finally got that done last Saturday.
Cool deal.
I'm kind of low on airplanes right now. I got to spend some time in the shop.
Yeah. So this Ringmaster is powered by what?
It's a LA-25.
Okay. And you're
Can't go
flying
wrong.
on regular stainless steel lines, or are you doing the fishing lines, or?
Right now, it's
hanging
got
lines?
12,000 braided lines. I'm eventually going to try the fishing lines, but it seems to fly really well. It's light.
That's what you want.
Yep.
The trick to mine, it's light.
Well,
does
at
make a difference.
6,000 feet, which is the elevation of our flying field, Ringmasters are handicapped.
Wow.
So they need to be light. Everything needs to be light. don't they,
Everything's
Keith?
handicapped here.
Yeah. So
God.
Keith has lived here how long now, Keith?
7 years.
And he's still griping about the elevation.
I never will get used to it. I got spoiled when I was in Los Angeles and then Tucson.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, the beauty of where y'all are, if you're somebody like me that has allergies all year long and can't smell because of the allergies most of the year. I went to Denver and we drove down the road and I saw this place that had roses on the side of the highway. And there's a Marita bread factory over there. And I stopped on the side of the road. They got signs everywhere, no stopping on the side of the road. I said, I'll risk the ticket. I got out, I had to go smell the roses and smell the bread baking. And it really does smell good. Highway patrolman pulls up. He's going to give me a ticket. And I told him, well, I'm from North Carolina. And back home, my sinuses stay stopped up all the time. And I can't smell. So I wanted to smell the roses on the side of the highway because we have them back home. We used to. Don't anymore, but we used to. And Marita bread is just right up the highway from my house, and I can't smell it either. So finally got to smell it. And I figure he's going to write me a ticket because he's sitting there with notebook in his hand, in his lap, and he's got a pen out. He says, well, you know, I got some paperwork I got to do. If you want to sit there and enjoy that for about 10 or 15 minutes. I said, well, thank you. And I went over and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So being the curious individual that I am, I went back and asked him. I said, I certainly appreciate you doing that, but I really didn't expect it. He says, well, I'm from Burlington. I know what the sinus problems are all about. He said, well, while you're here in Denver, how about go see my brother's restaurant? He's opened a new restaurant. Go by and see his restaurant. I tell him, and I said, well, sure, I'll be glad to. He said, well, I'll call and tell him you're coming.
Wow.
This all seemed a little strange to me.
That
So
does
we
seem
turned
a
around.
little-
He said, it's just get off at this next exit. It's just right over there. You can see the top of it right there. Well, I mean, you know, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. We were all about half hungry, so we went down there. Well, anyway, now this is going to get a little weird, but anyway, we went down and sat down and ate, and everything was delicious. I mean, it's weird. You guys that can smell, when they bring you your food and you can smell it, you know, it's just think about not being able to smell ever.
I don't even want to think about
It's very
that.
weird, very weird. So they bring you food, and the guys come by and they're bringing food by, and I'm smelling stuff going by. So that's what that smells like. Well, anyway, I got up. We're halfway through our meal, and we're loving everything. I had to get up and run outside right quick because I'm gagging. Well, the owner of the restaurant knows who we are. He's already figured out who we are because his brother called about us. And we're the only ones from North Carolina in a yellow Vegas. I mean, wagon. So anyway, I go out on the front porch and I'm gagging. He comes out and he's all apologetic. What happened? What did you? I said, I'm sorry, but you know, I told your brother I can't smell. I normally can't smell. And I didn't know what bread and roses and all this stuff smell like. Well, I didn't know what the little 7 or 8 year old behind me with a bilabial frigative. I didn't know what that smelled like either. The kid behind me, and I just about passed out. Oh God, that was rotten. That was awful. That was awful. I don't know what this, I mean, you know, usually bad breath in my cuts, it's all air to me. I don't know. Well, that was awful.
Oh, somebody help me. Let's get back to my aviation.
Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know if I can show this or not because it's under glass and the glass broke. But talking about Ringmaster Day, that's, let's see if I can see that. This is Ringmaster Day here. That's Buddy
yeah.
Barbie's airplane, my airplane, and Tommy Looper's airplane.
Now your airplane's one in the middle, right?
Yeah, mine's the one in the middle.
Very good.
They all flew great, but unfortunately, Tommy's has since succumbed to. He proved that gravity sucks. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there that day, but
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, me too. Tommy had a rough year this year. I mean, bad. He lost more airplanes this year than he's lost in the last 11 years combined.
Oh no, that's pretty frustrating.
Yeah,
Lose that many airplanes.
He's got a new humongous coming that is gorgeous and light. So he'll be all right.
Good.
That and a Zilch X. He's got 2 new old timers coming that are really light. Well, Keith, what are you working on? You finished your I forgot what it's called now. But anyway, you finished yours by now. I think I've seen it.
Finished the Chiseler. This is a new big job wing.
You've already got it that far?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, look at what he's working on. He's working on a real one. We're gonna have to keep an eye on him. He's these guys in Oklahoma, that looks like
Yeah.
what
He
is
just
that?
showed us his BOM plane over there, the one in the back there.
What is that real one sitting there though? I know what it looks like, but what is it?
RV9. That's the one I built, Phil.
RV9?
That one is a RV9.
I've worked on a 4 and an 8, but I've never even seen a 9 before.
It's a 9.
That's nice. Tandem seating. That's nice. Which motor you got in it?
That's got 160 horse Lycoming with the constant speed prop.
160?
Yeah,
That
with
thing
the
ought to get out of
constant speed.
Dodge.
It goes pretty good. Yeah, it goes good. I've
that
flew
rascal looks like
RV8s and 4s and 9s and 7s.
wow.
This
that
is the one
sharp.
they built for. It's not aerobatic. It's just a
Yeah.
cruiser, you know.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
a little longer, narrow wing, high aspect. or low aspect. Yeah, low aspect. Colleen's having, so I got kicked out of the house.
Uh-oh.
So
Well, I love the 4 with I've forgotten the kit. There's a kit that you get for the 4 and I've forgotten what it's called. But man, that thing, yeah, that thing is good looking and it's full aerobatic. It's really slick. I did my first barrel roll in one of those. I've done loops and rolls, but never a barrel roll. Yeah, there you go, chipmunk. That's sharp. That's sharp. Uh-oh, what's he done now? Oh Lord. I've got a dog that absolutely loves to tear up tissue. I mean, he makes confetti out of it. Man.
So John, the one that built them planes, you can't sell them, can you?
The one I built, they can be sold, but your name, you're the builder.
Yeah, you're liable for them, aren't you? Yeah.
That airplane there, my friend Harvey Sorensen built. Uh-oh. Did I mess it up?
No.
Okay, I can't see it anymore. I did
You're
something
gone,
wrong.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you disappeared.
Oh,
You were
well.
there for a second, then you disappeared.
Huh.
Where'd you go, Joe?
I see him.
I see his RV9 and I see top of his head and his glasses.
Still there?
He's frozen.
I'm back. He
I did it.
disappeared on. There he is. There you back.
Anyhow, Colleen's mother worked with Harvey, the guy that built that airplane 80 years ago. 78 years.
I think he's having a stroke.
Yeah, your internet bandwidth must be going bad, Joe.
Joe's one of those people. It don't matter what he does, he's gonna do it right.
I don't know.
There he's back. Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I'll be quiet.
Your bandwidth is suffering a little bit, Joe. I think that's what I suspect.
It probably is. It probably is.
Yeah, I know. I have got a friend that built a Long Easy, and he told me he couldn't sell his either because he'd be liable for it if someone got killed.
Well,
Hey, Howard.
A couple of those. They're fun
Yeah.
planes.
Do you use the lithium ion batteries?
No, I'm a generation behind.
Okay. We were talking about them. I thought maybe you use them.
No,
Yes.
see Will tomorrow. He's got the lowdown.
Yep. Thank you.
I got a just quick question. Anybody get one of those knot needles for tie-in loops?
Yeah, I've had one for years and didn't know that's what it was. But I fly fish, so.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Works
Yeah,
good.
it makes life easy.
Okay, I was thinking of maybe getting one. Just thought I'd try it.
It makes life a lot easier, especially if you're tying little bitty knots. I'm getting to the age now where my fingers don't work quite as nimbly as they used to. So I use any advantage I can find now. John's got one. I think Keith's got one.
John gave me the literature, what to go look for when I get to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it.
See?
Why does that look like you're building that wing in a lost foam fixture?
It's a foam wing fixture. Yeah, it's a cradle.
Oh, okay.
I cut my own cradle.
Oh, okay.
Easy to do with a straight wing.
Yeah. Well, you still gotta have somebody on both ends, or you gotta move it even.
Yeah.
That's the thing that got me. You gotta get off just a little bit, and it's just off.
Well, you number it, and you keep both people working the same numbers, and you're okay.
Yeah, that was the way we did it. We'd go 1, half, 2, half, 3. Just counting it off all the way back. And we had Tommy Looper and I cut some foam wings years ago. It's not as hard as I was led to believe it was, but it's not as easy as Bob Hunt makes it look when he cuts them. But Bob's cut a few of them. He's quite used to it.
Yeah.
And I think he can do that pretty much by himself. I don't know whether he has somebody.
Oh, he does. He
Yeah.
does. I watched him on a video. I watched him cut one. I believe it was Bob that cut it, and he just took and it was a tapered wing too. It was double tapered wing, I think.
He's got one hand calibrated to one rate and the other hand calibrated to another rate.
I can't do that, but he sure does it. But then I can't fly in the wind the way he does either. So some of these guys. Well, Keith, you're guilty of that yourself.
What?
Flying in the wind very well.
I don't like that.
Well, I don't like it either, but you can do it.
I hear people talk about they fly in 15-mile-an-hour wind all the time, and I say baloney.
They're liars.
I quit when the wind starts approaching 15.
Yeah, well, me too. But I remember seeing a movie of that gentleman there with the real airplane flying at the Nats last year, and I wasn't there, but that sure looked over 15 to me.
All the time.
Well,
Yeah.
Team trials a couple of years ago, they were doing is 25 plus.
Oh Lord, forget that. I'd left my plane in the car.
And there were good wind meters that were measuring that. And I don't know, Joe, it was over 25.
It's over 25 at times, but never for long enough to make you stop, I think.
Yeah.
That's when I got big blue up and got that little 576 out.
In Oklahoma, do you fly in wind like that, Joe, when you're
Not all the time. I do stuff. Yeah, I go out flying it but not every time.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I was judging when you guys were flying the top 5.
That's right, you were.
And I've never seen pilots move around a circle more than I did that day. That was
probably guilty of
brutal.
I'm probably guilty of moving too much, probably. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That was a tough day.
I was proud of old Blue. She did okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Did you repair that plane?
Yes.
Good deal.
I did. It gained 1.5 ounces, but that's just what they do. It's not natural anymore, but I can fly at local contests and stuff,
Yeah. It's good. It's still a good looking plane. I just couldn't understand Sparky. First thing he said was, God, that's butt ugly. Butt ugly.
Well, he didn't. He never liked the airplane at all. He never did like it. It's everybody's got opinion. I've been flying. Alan Perrette built the Ringmaster Deluxe probably 10 or 12 years ago. And he passed away, and Brent Rogelio ended up with it. And he said, Joe, you want that? I said, well, I'd like to fly that some. So he gave me the airplane, had a double star 54. I couldn't get the double star to make it. I wasn't happy. I could fly it and I won with it, but it wasn't great. So I put a LA 46. He had an LA 46 on it with the header and a pipe. And Blanchard had that header and pipe. So I put all that together and put that LA 46 on that airplane, running 11 1/4 greenie, cut down to 11 1/4, 4.2 and 3.8 at the tips. And an LA 46 on a pipe pulls like a big engine. I was shocked.
Wow.
How much power that rascal's making. Keith, have you ever seen anybody run stuff like that? LA 46 is on a pipe?
Oh.
I never either.
Neither I.
But it pulls hard. I mean, I was shocked how much power it's making. I still got to learn more about it. But Steve Millet had I think it's called a VF40 on a rear exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
That sucker made serious power too back in the day, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They made a lot of power.
The pipe's a little bit, they're when you fly pipe and then you fly good rear exhaust or rear side exhaust, you can make side exhaust work good, but it's just the pipes are special, y'all, when you get them right. They're just special.
We checked on that the other day. What does the VF stand for? And it was just a series of engines that OS made. VF, I don't think stands for anything particular. It was just a series of engines they made for ducted fans.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. It is a rear exhaust on a pipe, just like a PA 61. I think it fit in a PA 61's place, Keith. Actually,
It does.
I think
Same
that's
bolt
right.
patterns. Same
Uh-huh.
bolt pattern.
Well, Mie had it down Baton Rouge, and he flew it. And he let me fly it, and I'm thinking, man, that's a
We missed the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it locked up again.
We lost your audio there, Joe.
okay.
We probably missed the best part. What you're
I got,
saying?
it's the V. I think the VF40 makes serious power.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard the VF40 is better than the VF46, but that's just a matter of a person's opinion.
I don't have one.
Is that what the tune pipes are for get more power?
I think it regulates the power more evenly, in my opinion. They fly the same pace better.
And the timing set up for higher RPM.
Yeah.
And that's where they get the power.
Are those an older engine?
You know what?
Older OS engine you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
OS 40 and 46 VF. Yeah, they're good motors.
VF series went from 25, 40, 45, and they had some 60 or 65s, I think.
Yeah.
I know they built a 60 and 65, but I did not know they were VFs. May have been. I don't know.
I
remember
eBay
seeing
once in a while.
I remember seeing 40 FSRs back in the day, before we ever heard of a tuned pipe. There was somebody at Winston-Salem, came to Winston-Salem contest, and I couldn't figure out where the heck is his muffler. And he was telling me he's flying a 40 FSR. But it was a 40 FSR, and I saw the cowl off of it, but it was a rear exhaust motor. I never got a chance to buy one of those. Never
Well, there's
found
one.
Huh?
I'll make it big here, Howard.
Howard?
Hang on 1 second. There we go. So we have
Oh yeah, that's a VF though.
it's a VF40, yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, but
they're
this
nice.
was instead of a VF, this thing was a FSR, but it was a rear exhaust.
That's the 60?
Oh, we don't.
Oh, it's a 40.
That's a 40.
40.
Okay.
So how unobtainium are these now?
I see them on eBay from time to time.
Yeah,
And they're going for like, $250.
Yeah.
Got a couple in the drawer.
I've got a couple of brand new VF25s I'd be willing to sell.
Yeah, I saw those. Those were nice.
Talking about rear exhaust engines, I have the world's first and only RAF 40 stunt with a rear exhaust. It's one of the first stunt 40s with rear exhaust.
Oh,
Who
wow.
makes that?
How about that?
RAF. Wow.
That British engine.
No, Roselle and Fry.
Who held the Class B speed record for a long time, based on as a hand-built engine, and they decided they'd take that same design and make a pylon racing engine, a 40 racing engine. And I was in Dayton at the time. That's where they're from, and they built this up for me. And I had this at the I think 82 Nats, and flew a heavy airplane, did it pretty well. And an interesting thing was they made a muffler for it, and we had the thing running on a test stand, and then you put the muffler on, it gained about 200 RPM.
Oh,
wow.
Waving back.
Yeah. And it's only just a short thing.
Yeah. That's nice.
But I was on that one time and the crankshaft broke and never got it going again.
That's too bad. I have a comment in the chat box from Edward Carlisle. He says, like sent, thank you, Edward. And then Jonathan Caradas, he says, we often fly in fairly brisk wind. We drag out the flying wings on those days. Some planes handle the wind well, if a bit heavier and tuned for it.
What was considered the best stunt engine, the 40 VF or the 46?
Well, I don't know. I have one or two of each. Well, I've got
Okay,
anyway, but Paul Walker sure liked the 40.
the 40, okay.
Yeah, he
Is
was
that what
mad
Ted was using as well? Was Ted Fancher using
No,
that as well?
Ted Fancher won with the 46.
Okay. All right, so then they're both very good then.
Oh yeah, they're both real good engines. The difference is the 40 is the 46 is easier to tame to put on a muffler than the 40. I don't know why. I've never tried it, but several people have told me the 46 is much easier to tame than the 40. But like I said, I've never tried it, but I have a couple of them. I've got one in my Impact, and they run really well. 40 runs really well.
With a muffler or with a pipe?
With a pipe. I've never tried
Okay.
it on a muffler.
Okay. If I can obtain one, I would try it with a pipe.
Yeah, there used to be a fella that came up here from Florida, and he flew a Gobble Watson, I believe was the name of it, a twin boom thing. And he had a 46 on it with a muffler. But I don't think I ever saw anybody fly a 40 with a muffler, 40 VF with a muffler.
So a 40 VF, when you bought that, did it come with a header or not? A new one?
No,
Okay.
it just came with.
So you had to get a header. Okay.
Yeah, it had a little thing with it that it would sort of put the exhaust up, but it just came out of the motor about a quarter of an inch, and then you slid a pipe into that, and it would angle it up, but it was not a pipe by any. In fact, it leaked like a sieve.
Okay.
So no, you had to buy a header.
So you have to get a header like from Dubjet or whatever.
Yeah, that's where you get it now, Dubjet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just bought a couple actually recently. Okay.
I've got to get up with him and get one. I want one of his mufflers, exhaust mufflers.
They work good.
This looks like a stopper goes in the end of the thing, but it works.
The biggest problem with Dubjet's mufflers is that they don't have a snoot on the back to redirect the exhaust at the end of the muffler. It's just straight back.
Yeah.
And the exhaust that I used to use is a great big one. I used to put a great big one on there, and they don't have it anymore. It's really hard to get if you can find one. So I don't know what to put on the end of those mufflers now that I can't get that.
That's not good.
Inch and a half socket and bend it around it and aim it down a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I bent it down,
Okay.
Just bent the muffler. And if you lose a little bit of the muffler, I just angled it down where it cleared the back. It looks ugly, but when I put a tube on mine and aimed it down, I never had success.
Yeah.
I never got the engine runs I wanted doing that.
Yeah, well, that's the problem I've been having when I put the standard thing on the end of the muffler. That's why I put those great big ones on, because they seem to still work nicely.
They would be better. Yep.
Yeah. See, the problem is the standard one, it restricts it too much. It makes it overheat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what's the difference between a VF and a VR?
VR?
Yeah.
I've never heard of a VR.
You're talking about an FSR?
FSR.
FSR stood for front rotor snurl.
Oh, it says
VF, I have no idea what it stands for.
VR. It's got a rear exhaust.
Oh, wait a minute. VR. Is that the one that also had a rear intake? Looks like the Venturi is stuck in the back of it. That was a tune pipe only motor. It's about all they were good for, because they were screamers.
It was good for what did you? Oh yeah, it does have an exhaust in the back.
You mean a Venturi in the back?
Yeah, comes out the back of the back plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be like that's a racing motor.
Yeah, that was a tune pipe or racing motor. They used them in
Pylon, I think.
Yeah, pylon racing.
Oh really? Okay.
But man, they were screamers. I had one. And
that's not a stunt motor.
No.
Stay away from that one.
Is that for like a duct fan? I thought it was a duct fan motor, the VR.
Yeah.
Is that what you use it for? Okay.
Yeah, ducted fan or
yeah, stay away from that one.
high speed stunt.
Very high speed.
Yeah, I had one, and when I tried to crank it, it just went straight to about 20,000 RPM and just wouldn't slow down.
I'm gonna go.
Absolute screamer.
You out of here,
Joe?
Mark?
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta head to work.
Good night, Joe.
Okay.
No,
Shoot, I didn't even get to aggravate him. Oh well.
Hey, well, thanks for coming in, Mark. And you leaving too, Joe?
Yeah, he said he was leaving.
All right, well,
He's gone.
he's gone. And Mark, you have to go too. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet, guys. Thanks.
See you, Mark.
Take care, Mark. I got to aggravate you one of these days.
Soon.
Be good. Be glad to.
And Lynn Burrell, thanks for coming in, Lynn. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Lynn, you leaving?
No, I'm not.
No, he's not leaving.
I
I'm
just
didn't
got
get a
here.
chance to acknowledge him.
Good.
I couldn't get a word in. And also, I need to get some words from the chat box. Brent Williams, this is during when we was talking about the BF40. He says the Badass 3515 is pretty fantastic.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And laugh for us. Ha ha.
I knew Lynn was
And
going to
then
say
Brent
that.
Williams ends with the VR had a rear intake. So thank you for that, Brent. Brent, there was some questions on the lithium ion batteries. I'd like you to come in if you could. You can maybe clarify some questions. I know Stuart has some questions about the lithium ion batteries. So if you can come in, that'd be great, Brent. If you can't, I understand.
You gonna go electric on us, Stuart?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay. Whew, you scared me. Phew.
Oh, fly it all. It's all fun.
It's all in good fun.
Hey, Howard,
Yes.
you recognize this RAF engine, then you probably know the story about how RAF engines became Fox engines.
Well, not the details of it. I know they did.
And did that Fox 35 with the rear exhaust, did that ever really work out for combat?
Not the RAF, no.
Okay.
Well, Glenn Dye has a probably the only one in existence that's a Cox 35. And he's got
Cox
the
35?
Cox, and he's got the castings for two more. They were considering producing them, but they only produced one or two motors, and then they quit. Stayed with the half-A stuff. But it's a cool looking motor.
There's something else Cox did but never put on the market. They had a whole series of spinners from half-A size up to like 2.5 inch diameter. Really pretty things.
I bet those were pretty nice.
And they had marketing brochures and advertising brochures, and then they never put it on the market.
Wow.
Kern had a whole drawer full of these things. And, I got a couple of them, the small ones. I don't know whatever happened to the rest of them.
That's a shame.
Who was the guys that used to go by the Cox factory and check their garbage, picked up a lot of engines that way?
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
Whoever could get in.
I think that was Len.
Wasn't me.
No, it was one of the guys that's flying now when he was a kid, him and a buddy of his. Climbing there to get all these throwaways.
I never heard of that one. That's good.
They flew control line stunt, right?
Well, and who? It's not the guy that died that used to work for Cox. He caught him and he says, "You want to just come to the door and knock. We'll let you in and we can help you out."
Yeah, it's better than you getting hurt in the dumpster.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us are. I can speak for myself. I'm cheap, so I could see me doing dumpster style and get some motors.
Oh my God!
Was the name you're looking for, John? Was the name you're looking for Charles Mackey?
Could be.
Yeah, because he worked there.
Oh, he did? Oh.
It could be.
A word.
Well, now I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open for a 40 VF. I think that might be something that I would like to have in my future.
I got 225s for you.
Now, now, just out of curiosity, what size plane would a 25 pull?
Well, Bob Hunt published an airplane for that, very engine on a pipe. And he says,
Like, would that pull a Cavalier?
This thing, if I remember right, it was like 560 square inches, 565.
Oh, wow, that's a big airplane for that, for a 25. Yes.
It'll pull
Okay.
a twin stunner.
Yeah, I don't want to build a twin. I just want, if I was going to build one, I'd build a single engined airplane. But I'm just trying to get an idea of what the size range would be.
How fast do you want it to go?
Well, put it this way, a 25.
5.3 seconds a lap.
You can take a regular 25 like a VA or an LA.
Right.
VA. You can take an FP
LA or
an
FP, yes.
LA and put it in a Nobler that you've had a Fox 35 in, and you feel like you went up in power.
Okay. Okay.
So
a VF would definitely pull a Nobler. Okay.
A VF is about half again as strong as a normal 25.
Wow.
They are quite powerful.
So basically a VF 25 will almost pull a 40 size airplane.
It would carry.
Pull it.
Okay. That's cool.
I flew a LA 25 on a Nobler. It had a header, wraparound header, and a tuned pipe.
Well, see, that makes sense to me.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
I just had it on a ring. I just had a chip muffler on the side of it. And 25 pulled that Nobler much better than the Fox 35 did. It was a definite improvement to put that LA LA 25 on it. Mike's in the house.
Yeah, I meant to say hi, Mike. I was waiting to get a chance to get a word in.
Yo, Mike.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, Mikey.
I was meaning to get in here a lot earlier, but I was on a live, well, not a live chat, kind of a chat of my own. I was talking to Al Ferraro for the last hour and a half.
I saw him yesterday.
Yeah, he told me. He told me he ran into you at the swap meet. I had called him the other day just to kind of shoot the bull with him, and he called back, and we've been well, what were we talking about? Can anyone guess? Model airplanes.
Probably combat.
A little bit of combat, a little bit of perky. We were talking about the perky stuff since.
I think Mike's going to end up with a perky.
No, I won't. I'm just going to fly Bob Whitney's perky from now on, man.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
Why would I build one when I piloted one to the top speed of 2022, man?
Yeah.
Cool deal.
Yeah, I think it's over, and Whitney's perky is going to be first place with what did we do, 120 point something or other. I flew it at Huntersville.
It was fast.
It was fast. Screwed me into the ground for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Never want to do it again. I certainly wouldn't build one. That speed flying is not fun, man. It's not for the faint of heart, man.
Oh no. They really go.
This from a guy that flies a jet.
My jet is slow compared to Bob's perky. That's for sure.
So the lines that you fly on your jet versus the lines you fly on a perky, what's the difference?
I think the perky's on 52s, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Bob had solids. They were solids. But I couldn't tell you the diameter. I don't know what the legal diameter has to be for them. But they were pretty thin. And I think with solids, you get to go a little bit thinner than braided anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know the mechanics of any of that stuff. I was just a dummy at the handle spinning around.
So when you fly your Dynajet, what length lines do you use on that?
Oh, 60 foot.
Oh, okay. So you're spinning. Oh my goodness! Wow, that's a. Big
It's not. I don't think my Dynajet's like 105, maybe 110 on the sport jet. The gasoline one is like 105, 110. The one on the nitro and the methanol, that one's probably 135 or so. That one's a little bit faster.
Wow.
But it's not for long. It's only for like, you know, a minute and 45 seconds. It doesn't run that long.
I have a friend that has a Formula 40 that held the record for quite a few years at 142 or 45 miles an hour. I saw that thing fly. It was like zip, 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 zip.
Yeah.
Man, that sucker was fast.
Fly pylon? Is that what it, or is it just,
Yeah, he's in the pylon.
yeah.
Yeah.
You are too, Mike?
No, not in the pylon for Perky. No, no pylon in Perky. And I don't fly my jet in a pylon because I don't compete with it. I only fly it for fun. But at the Nats in Sport Jet and Fast Jet, yeah, you got to be in a pylon. But I don't do that. I don't compete with it. I just fly them to make noise and have fun with them, which is probably easier than flying in a pylon because you can back up as you're walking. You know, as you're walking around. You're not trying to kill yourself to get every tenth of a second or hundredth of a second of speed. It's just as a goof, you know. It's just a goof for us. So
hey, I'll tell you something funny that Mike just reminded me of. At the swap meet, I brought some Len, you've heard of these glow engines.
Yeah, I've heard of those. I know what those are. Yeah. I got it. Thanks.
So I got a few together that I don't even know how I got, but I have. And I have several that I won't sell. But anyway, one was a Fox 15. And Danny, you know Dan Banjock, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Danny is he's a real engine guy. He knows Fox motors really, really well. So he comes over and we're talking. We've known each other a while. And I picked up the Fox 15, which was clean, and I said, I gave it to him, and he said, I don't want to buy it. I said, no, I'll give it to you. He said, do you know anything about Fox 15s or 19s? I said, no. He said, honestly, even though you give it to me, I'd rather not take it. So I said, I've never heard of that in my life.
That's why they got a Fox Hurl.
Exactly. So I said, well, wait a minute. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $10. Then will you take the motor? He said, no.
Oh my God.
That's pretty insulting, I think.
I'll take your motor without the $10.
I'll send it to you.
Perfect. I'll give you the address.
Well, you know, Mark, Danny did the right thing here, man. Taking something that he probably wouldn't use or would sit in a shop.
Exactly.
We've done that a bunch lately. You know, people try to give us airplanes or engines or handles. It's like, I'll never use that handle. I won't ever run that motor. You know, we don't need that airplane. Give it to someone else, you know?
Oh, sure.
That's the thing to do. Pass it on to somebody else. Especially if you're giving it away, don't take it and try to resell it. Just try to get it into the hands of somebody that's going to use it.
Yeah. Now I had a K&B 20.
Sportster?
A K&B 20 with a muffler. Either a 20 or a 28. And someone asked me about that. So he said, how about $15? He took it. And an FP40 that was just about brand new. And that went for about 50. And I just told people, just offer me a price. You know, so what else you got? And I said, well, I got 2 PAs and I got a 76 Rojet. And I said, those are mine. I have airplanes for them. So, but swap shops are interesting.
They are.
They
Was
really
that your first one, Mark? Was that your first one?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No. They're fun though.
Yeah, they're a good time.
Yeah.
That K&B, that's a good little motor, man. The 20 and the 28 are both.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I ran the 28 on a twister.
Yeah, the only downfall, you know, it's iron piston and liner, you know, so it's like a Fox. So you have a lot of caster in them. But they're 28's a good little Hummer, man, for sure. We got a couple
You're
of
talking about the Sportster?
Yeah.
Does it have an iron piston? I thought it had aluminum.
I'll have to look at the box, but I'm pretty sure Ken Cook hooked us up with a couple in the beginning, and then I bought a few more. And he made sure to tell me run plenty of caster in him. He said, don't run them like a modern engine.
Yeah.
Oh, I ran a KNB 28 Sportster on a 42-ounce twister in competition, and it held it around quite well.
I got a KMB 65 Sportster.
There you go.
And it did it quietly. But I got a question. Has anybody on here tried that plug that OS has for running gasoline in your engine?
I ain't even seen one. I've been watching. I haven't seen one yet.
I've heard about it. People are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do? You run gasoline in a glow engine with that plug?
Yeah.
That's something.
You use
exactly right. And there's another one that does that too, John. I think Norvell makes a 40 that runs on gas.
Well, that because you look at the price of fuel. How much is a gallon of fuel today, and how much is a gallon of gas? Even though gas is so expensive, it's still way cheaper than our fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still stick to the glow fuel. I'm liable to burn my house down otherwise.
I'm just wondering if you lose power, and if so, how much? But you don't have to carry, like 2.5. I've heard it's like 2.5 ounces to do the pattern. 2.5 ounces of fuel, gas and oil mix.
I really don't know. No idea. I'd like to though. I thought that sounded very interesting when I heard about it.
Get a lot better mileage on the gas.
Oh yeah, the old trick is if you don't have a tank big enough to make the pattern, put in a couple of tablespoons of white, camper gas in there, and mix it up and run it. It'll extend your run.
Huh. Yeah, especially if you've got the tank glued in an airplane. Yeah, I guess that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Or you just can't get a bigger tank in the airplane.
Yeah, that's true.
When you have to worry about fire more?
Well,
at least you can see it.
Burns too.
At least you can see the gas fires. I mean, that's what killed an awful lot of drivers in Indianapolis is they'd be on fire and you couldn't see it. Somebody finally got the idea, let's put 5% gasoline in the alcohol so we can see the blooming fire. And it's saved an awful lot of drivers.
If I start putting gasoline in any of my engines, the airplane stays out in the shed. It's not coming in the house again.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's it. You're out in the shed for life. You're gone, baby.
And the smell won't be real good either.
Yeah, that's right. I just don't want that around. Not happening.
I've got bad smell. I like to run diesels.
Yeah, you just have fun with that.
Yeah, you can't go to a restaurant after a day of flying.
Oh, thanks.
Golly, Pete.
But I took a KNB 20 Sportster, and I put a Davis diesel conversion kit in there with a new rod, a stronger rod. And that is one torquey little engine.
I never could.
Yeah, they swing a big prop. That 28 it's got a lot of torque. It'll swing a big prop.
But when you dieselize it, it'll swing an even bigger prop.
Yeah.
Dieselized. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one. Dieselize it.
Dieselize it.
It's a word.
High-tech form.
When you guys,
it is now.
When somebody figures out how to waterize an engine, I'm in.
Water.
Well, sure, they do that all the time. You just got to separate the oxygen from the nitrogen.
I think Robert Fulton did that, didn't he?
Bring a motor on water.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, they've already done that and take fuel, not on a model, but they've already got motors that run. You pour water in the gas tank and fuel
Right.
tank, and it runs it through a bubbler thing called a bubbler, and separates the hydrogen from the oxygen and puts it in
Isn't
the
that
motor.
cool?
Lo and behold, it runs.
Wow.
So there you go, Lynn. The next big thing in model aviation.
There's always hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's Naomi, Lynn? Is she out building you right now?
No, she's not building anything right now. Actually, that's not true. She built a carrot cake that was unbelievable the other day.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
sounds
Oh
good.
my God.
You want to go make us all
Unbelievable.
hungry for it.
Oh my God.
I'm already hungry. I was thinking about leaving to go make some popcorn. Now you bring up one of my favorite cakes too.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wouldn't even show you on here. You guys would just be, unbelievable.
Really? I
I
had,
mean, that thing had to be like this thick.
oh,
Nice, nice.
Unbelievable. I'm like,
Lynn, be careful, brother. I'm coming up your way this fall or this
all right.
spring.
just let us know you're coming, so we'll
So
be
he can go out of
prepared.
town. I know.
Hey, Len, I got something for you.
Oh yeah, what'd you get? All
Ooh.
right.
Oh,
What
that's
is
great.
that?
what one is
Super Tiger
that
60?
one?
That's a never run Tom Lay Super Tiger.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh,
What do you
man.
want for that baby?
I don't know. We can talk. I'm not using it,
Okay.
and it's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Super Tiger what?
60.
Looks like a 60. Yeah, okay.
That's beautiful.
I have a
I'd be interested in that one.
Okay, I'll talk to you about it.
We'll talk.
Lynn,
Okay.
Lynn, if you run that, you will throw rocks at a lot of the others because it.
Well, I'm sure I will.
I have two of them now, and they run so much better than the other Tigers. It's ridiculous.
I got
Isn't
one
that
of those
awesome,
too.
man?
I got from Jerry Higgins, and it runs great.
Golly,
bet.
easy to start.
Thanks, Mark.
Runs like a clock.
No problem.
Yeah, that's a real man's motor, that one.
It is.
Very manly.
manly motor.
Manly motor.
Oh, you
Even
guys
comes
have
with
to
one
meet.
of these.
Oh, wow,
nice.
one of those. The real
sticker.
The real sticker.
And here you go, Len.
Oh,
Note from
look at
Tom
that.
Lay.
It's got the letter from Tom Lay, the whole bit.
Wow.
Wow. Now, has
Yeah,
that
always-
got the concave head, that one?
I didn't see it. No, it's not the K motor.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine.
That was the first thing I was looking at, Ken. I mean,
Yeah, you just gotta look at the top of the head. Put the top of the head in front of the screen.
The top of the head?
I want to see if it's concave or not.
No, I don't think so.
No, that's conventional.
Okay,
Those have been shaved, but they're not concave.
okay, that's cool. Very cool. Awesome.
I have one like that, and I have two of the K head, and I don't know what the difference is inside those motors, but
I don't know.
they run so well.
Yeah, I've heard them referred to as the K motor, the one that has the
Okay.
concave head.
And Len,
Yeah.
I'll throw this in, Len.
No, don't throw that in.
Oh,
Yeah, throw it in.
This-
I'll have to
take
find
it.
somebody to
I'll
throw
take it and we'll get them
it.
upset.
well, if he throws
might-
it,
That or a
you
Fox
might think it's-
15.
The
Line
Fox
power
15
till it's
The
dead.
Fox 15 would be appreciated, but not that.
All right.
that's all right, Lynn. If he throws you that, throw it my way. I can put it to you.
That you
Slimer
can.
till he dies.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a Slimer forever. I made my decision there about a couple of months ago, and I told all my buddies, I said, you know what? I know you guys love your electrics, and I'm very happy for you, and I don't begrudge it at all, but it's not the way I want to go. And that's it. Like, because everybody was bugging me, oh, when are you gonna get an electric? Just get one, just try it, just this, just that. And I've flown them. I've flown electrics. I've flown 4 or 5 competitive airplanes with electric. I don't like it. That's all I gotta say. I don't like it.
Hey,
It
Mike,
doesn't feel the same.
Mike, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, Keith?
Does this look familiar to you?
Let me make you big, Keith. Hang on.
Well, I can already tell that's one of Bob Whitney's because it's B Rad. It's got his AMA number on it.
Airplane you flew? I've got another picture, I think, of the airplane that has the record right now. But here's another picture of that too.
That is not the airplane I flew.
Okay.
That is not the airplane I flew had an inverted engine mount and a full fuse. It wasn't a profile.
Well, this is a Perky, but side mounted engine on it. So
Yeah, this was a Perky with the inverted engine mount and a full fuse. Oh, okay. I got that does have full fuse. It looked like a profile when I was looking at it small.
I've got a picture of that one around here somewhere, but I can't find it right now.
What is that one?
This is another Perky that he built, probably before the one you have.
Okay. Yeah, the one I flew was black and pink.
Yeah, I've got the picture and I just can't find it right now.
Yeah.
Didn't he redo that plane completely and change some stuff around it?
I think I read in the thread on Stunthangar, he used a carbon fiber wing from an F2C racing airplane that he modified.
Okay.
I need to look that up because I read it somewhere or he posted it on Facebook maybe.
So a team race plane.
Yeah.
Team racer. Okay.
I think Bob modified a team race wing.
Okay, that makes sense.
To fit in the Perky. It's definitely carbon fiber wing. Yeah.
That would sure keep it light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it went like stink. I can tell you that, man. Because after about 7-8 laps, my legs were turning to rubber. I thought I was going to fall down just because my legs.
It was funny, let me tell you.
Were getting all wobbly on me.
It was fun to watch.
I forgot to ask you, Mike, how'd you do in LA?
You mean LV?
No, in Los Angeles. Didn't you go to Los Angeles to fly?
I went to
Vegas. Sorry, Vegas.
Las
Vegas. I
Vegas.
apologize. Vegas.
I went to Las Vegas to fly.
Yeah, Las Vegas, not LA. Sorry, Las Vegas. How'd you do?
Yeah, I did okay.
Okay.
The Axioma cleaned up.
He won.
All right.
He won.
Beautiful. Good job.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if I talked about this on the show before, but Keith was very generous with his time on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
I did not fly profile because I could not get the airplane and the motor combination to work. Dane Martin loaned me the Kiyosaki again, and I brought my own motor, but I just couldn't get it shipped down. So I did not fly profile. So I put up a couple of practice flights on Friday, and Keith came over to me at some point and asked if I'd be amenable to him watching me fly and giving me some pointers.
Awesome.
So we did that on Friday, I think 2 flights on Friday. And then on Saturday, he did that again for me on 4 flights.
Okay.
Practice flights with the Axioma. So I had the benefit of Keith judging me on 6 flights before the competition on Sunday.
That's awesome.
I got a debrief from him after every flight, and he had his little notepad out, making drawings and notes and stuff.
Outstanding.
So I had a half a dozen flights with Keith coaching and judging and debriefing, which I think went a long way to me being able to win on Sunday. So
That's outstanding. Good stuff. Thanks. That was awesome.
yeah. I'm pretty sure I thanked him 1,000 times while I was there, but I'll thank him again here now in front of everybody. Thank you, Keith, for that. That was you can't buy that kind of stuff, if somebody's willing to take the time and offer you that, I suggest you take them up on it. You know, if you're at my level of flying anyway, you know.
Coaching
That's
only
awesome.
works if somebody listens. So,
Yeah.
That's very, very true. There's a lot of people out there that will not listen, and that's the problem. They say, I'm going to do it my way. Okay, go ahead. Knock yourself out. You're going to be at it a long time. Because when somebody who's done this for 40 or 50 years has something to say, and you've only been doing it for 5 or 10 years, you might want to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah, Mark.
before you came on, Keith started the program by telling us about his coaching of you, and he said it was the hardest thing he's ever done in his life.
I knew there was going to be a bad joke there somewhere. I just knew it. And I knew it was going to come from you.
We could see it. You could feel it. You could feel it coming.
I knew it. As soon as Mark said, "Hey, Mike," I was like, "Oh, here we go. Here comes."
You can only shoot those you love.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing I want to mention too, our judges for advanced were Joan Cox and who was the other gentleman?
Peterson.
Pete Peterson. Is it?
They're both tough judges.
Was it Pete Peterson?
Yes. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, both. I didn't get much of a chance to talk to Pete, but I did get to have dinner with Joan and Howard and his wife and Chris Cox and Joan Cox and I think Jim Hoffman was at that dinner. And Joan was really helpful too. She filled me in because she judged me and how she scored me. She kind of debriefed me too afterwards and told me where I was lacking. She told me what I was doing right and told me what I was doing wrong. So that was very beneficial. Anytime you can get input, especially from the people judging you, you know.
That's right.
I'd say take it. So I took all that stuff to heart. I kept all my score sheets and I made notes on them, especially Joan's score sheet. I made little notes after she told me what I was doing wrong. And, you know, I won't be able to revisit any of that stuff till next year, but I do have them kind of on file to look at in the future.
That's good.
So,
That's terrific.
but it was a great contest, Len. Really was.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. It was a hoot. Good time was had by all, I think.
That's awesome.
are they going
Okay.
to fly advanced again?
Well, I probably won't touch a stunt plane again until after the Nats next year. So I don't know. I don't know where I'll be. I know this probably isn't the time to lay off flying stunt if I want to get better and move up, but we're really focusing on F2D combat and working towards our goal of the team trials at the Nats for Samuel. So I kind of got to just laser focus on that with him. And I don't want any other diversions. So we won't be hitting any stunt contests in the spring or in the summer. It's going to be all combat from here out until after the team trials in the Nats. So I will revisit my stunt career, I guess, in August of next year. And that's that. I'm laying it down. I'm laying the stunt stuff down till August. So, and I have to do that for Sam.
That makes sense.
I have a comment from old control line pilot. That's Bob Whitley up in Canada. He says, "Hi all, like given, but won't be able to join you until next week. 20 degrees Celsius and gusting 20-knot winds with blowing snow. Definitely building season, and I'm not flying season now. Take care."
Better him than me.
Yeah. So thank you, Bob Whitley, for checking in. Appreciate that.
Does anybody fly rat race anymore?
They fly slow rat at the Nats. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Al Ferraro and Vagani, I think they won it this year. Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, that was a hot upcoming racing event.
Yeah.
I always used to love Goodyear.
And there's nothing slow about Slow Rat either.
No,
It's not slow.
no.
When I lived in Toronto, I used to live in the rat race.
Yeah. Al has a slow rat that could run with the only time I've seen him run it officially, it was running times that the rat racers used to run. And this was a profile slow rat. So it was quite interesting. And then Mike and I's buddy designed a plane called a Nashville Rat. It was a slow rat it was quite rapid as well. So those planes are very, very high tech. Got all kinds of nonsense on them.
When I was a kid, we all wanted a McCoy 60, that black, red-headed racing engine. And I've seen them, but I've never seen one run.
I owned one, but I've never seen one run. I had it, and I don't have it anymore. I didn't sell it, and I don't have it anymore. So anyway.
They were sure popular, though.
Golly, they were, and they're beautiful. And you see one on eBay, I thought I was going to replace the one I lost. And they're so expensive, I don't think so.
I flew an old rat racer. Sorry.
That's all right. I could buy a PA for what I could buy that thing for.
You saw an old what there, Lynn?
I said I flew an old rat once, an old rat racer. It was pretty fast. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, but did you fly it with two other guys in a circle?
Yeah.
No, I just flew just with the one. It was just we were just flying it for fun. One of the guys in our club passed away, and he had a couple old rat racers. And we took them out and flew them. We didn't actually compete with them or anything, but they were pretty fast.
I'll tell you what, to watch them 3-up and pit is really something, man.
Yeah, they had rear intake 40s on them, Super Tiger 40s, and they were pretty fast. I was surprised.
Al Ferraro has that stuff down, man. Him and Vigani and their crew, they got that stuff down for sure.
Hey, talking about rear intake engines, wasn't it the Hungarians that manufactured a rear intake stunt engine?
Seems like they had one a few years ago.
Yeah, there was a rear intake stunt engine.
Yeah, I don't remember how popular it was.
Belko.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sergei Belko.
He built it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, he's not Hungarian. He's Ukrainian, isn't he?
Sure.
I don't know. Has anybody ever seen one of those motors that the piston goes forward and back in it?
Oh, the
propeller's up here spinning and the pistons in here going this way.
I've seen one. I've never run one.
Yeah, I've seen one. I've never run one.
I watched the guy run one at, I don't remember if it was the Nationals or where it was, but that was the weirdest looking thing I'd ever seen.
I call it a beehive.
Yeah, and it's got a strange sound to it. The muffler's as big as the motor. That was the odd part, but it was interesting.
Hey, Charles, I'm going to mute out because I got to fire up my drill press here. I got my first Black Friday airplane related sale. I got 50 props from Master Airscrew showed up today. 50 combat props, for speed limit anyway. They're just Scimitar S2 speed limit props for the 25, but they were 40% off on Black Fridays.
Wow.
Got 50 props for next year. So I'm going to mute out while I'm
drilling
here.
I'm going to end the show a little bit early. I'm a little bit tired.
Well, and I was going to ask Keith not to bail because I do have a question for you in the after party if you can stick around for a minute.
Yeah, I'm not going to end it's going to end the live stream. We're not going to close the show. Just the live stream part. Anyways, hey, thanks everybody for coming in. I appreciate it so much. And come back Friday. Hopefully you have a chance to work on some airplanes or maybe go flying and come back and tell us all about it. So until then, good night and see you then. We're going to still continue on with this ending the live stream. So good night.
Keith, check your text messages.
Okay.
Good night, all.
Good night.